So hi, now you're about to see a very interesting tour of Patarei prison, which is not going to be only a tour about this particular prison, but also about the fact that I hope it will be inspiration for all those who are living under totalitarian regimes, that there is hope. And Estonia is a good example that even when you think that Soviet Union is going to be forever, it collapsed. So that's for you, for everyone living under totalitarian regimes. Also our neighbor Russia, it's also totalitarian regime, it's clear enough. So here it is, that's inspiration for you, and enjoy.
Hello, my name is Marco. I'm going to introduce you to the museum here in Patarei. You have a unique opportunity to see the museum when it's closed. So as you can see, it's winter. We're not open during winter time, but I have the key. I'm going to open the door and you'll have a view of the museum just for you, so nobody else is here right now. And let's open the door. So now, come on. A few people have stepped, not a lot. I'm gonna have to close. Exactly. There really is a lot of snow here. As you can see, nobody's arriving. Here you can see the dog kennels that are here, and you can see the first dog kennels. The dogs were here. Kennels. Dog kennels. Yes. The dogs were kept here, so the guard dogs. So,
What kind of dogs?
I guess more or less shepherds, yeah, German shepherds. The only dog kennels that you can see here right now, because most of the dog kennels have been taken away. But they were definitely more. And you can see there, you have the walking booths as well, the only ones that are left because of the renovations. Most of them have been destroyed. So the walking booths where you could walk for half an hour every day, no matter the weather. So, well, it's in the yard, but it's a booth, so one person per booth. And you were walking around here. Right now it's a nice effect as well because of the metal rods here. The sun is not coming through, which I have never seen before as well. And now we're gonna go inside the building. I can't guarantee you will come out alive. Come on, through the snow. There's the reason we're not open here during the winter. So yeah, the exhibition is called Communism in Prison. So it talks about all of the crimes and crimes against humanity that developed with the communist regime, or that were done by the communists here in Estonia. So it's not talking so much about what happened here in this prison specifically. Well, you have memories, but it mostly talks about that wherever you have communism, people are dying, and it's a prison for the people living in communist countries. Let's go see the prison cells. Now we are in the newer block. This was built during the first Estonian Republic at the beginning of the 20th century, in the 30s. And this is a solitary confinement cell. So as you can see, one bed, so only for one person. And this is considered to be a luxury cell because you had central heating, you had a toilet, and you mostly housed political prisoners here in this cell. And in the museum, you can see also we have these sheets with information about different classes that were repressed during the communist times.
Central heating,
And the toilet to the left.
Yes. I almost missed it. It's a toilet. Let's go.
So if you look around here in the corridor, you can see as well that you only had solitary confinement cells, and the walls are not so thick as in the older 19th century complex. So you can always see the difference when you're here. The walls are not so thick, but in the older part, the walls are about 1.8 meters to 2 meters thick.
The door.
There's one floor up. Now this door is going to take us the older part of the complex, built in the 19th century for a sea fortress to defend the capital of the Russian Empire. St. Petersburg and Estonia was part of the Russian Empire, so that's why they built it here in Tallinn. So this is the corridor of the old complex. Here they housed cannons. Most of the prison cells were cannon chambers, and later on they were turned into prison cells. There's going to be a lot of renovations done here. Let's go see how the view is from the windows. So here, this is the you could say the doctor's room. It looks a little bit more cozier and less prison bars at the front of the window. To not let the cold in, the windows have been sealed because you don't have any glasses at the front of the window. But
We have a sea view.
but yes, everybody had a sea view. I think most of the prisoners got annoyed by seeing the sea every day.
And not been able to go.
Not be able to go, yeah, exactly. And here on these sheets, you can see that they're also talking about the Jews and the Holocaust here. So if you're interested in that, I always recommend to come here to find out what happened here during the Holocaust. Let's go into our prison center.
Oh, this is like a big hostel.
Big hostel as well. So the shadows represent how many people might have been here stuck together at the same time.
Oh,
You didn't have much room to
side
here.
side to side.
Side to side. So if you're turning to the side, everybody else is going to turn as well because you're all sleeping together. It looks a little bit more modern, but you can see here the conditions are not so good. Of course, they have a little water here and the toilet as well. Next to the window.
And the toilet was on the other side, yes?
On the other side.
Uh-huh.
You can also see the windows are different size because the windows were widened when it was used as barracks. But when it was a sea fortress, the windows were smaller because you wanted to defend the complex and you didn't need big windows to shoot your cannonballs
Yes,
out
yes.
of these cannons. But for the people, you need much more light.
And there is a table. They can do some homework here, yes? Prisoners.
It hasn't changed much, but the last prisoners were here in the 90s, so it was closed on prison at the beginning of the 2000s.
Yes.
So,
There's a lot of history in these walls.
here you can see the peeping hole.
Ah.
So the guards will peek in from the corridor here.
Let's see how much we can peep in.
The other side, the peeping hole is here.
You see nothing? Anything? Yes, you can peep a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, we have another board for criminals that are connected with Estonia and connected with the June deportation, with the risks that happened here during the communist times, and with March deportation as well. So June deportation in 1941, 10,000 people were deported, and March deportation in 1949, more than 20,000 people were deported. So here you kind of have a unique view of the people that committed these crimes as well.
This is kind of honor,
Honor board.
like
Honor.
with.
Like this.
Okay. Okay, something similar. We already saw another cell.
And of course, to represent that communism wasn't only in the Soviet Union, you of course have the bigger criminals here from other parts of the world as well. Well, Joseph Stalin, I think everybody knows, Pol Pot, the dictator of Cambodia, and the Romanian dictator is also here, so we weren't the only ones. And don't forget, we still have communist countries in the world still.
Like North Korea.
North Korea, China,
China. Yes.
Cuba.
Cuba. Oh, this is a bright one. Oh, Quite in...
Definitely recommend you to come here when it's not so cold during the summertime when the museum is actually open, and to take a tour because I'm not going to tell all of the secrets of this place right now. It's going to take hours and hours, and people always have a lot of questions about this place. How many people were killed here, and who did the killing, and what happened here. So definitely recommend coming here. I can show you as well. Here you have the guard booths. So the guards were stationed here, and you don't see a lot of doors in front of the corridors, but you have to keep in mind that all of this building, all of this complex, it was divided into sections. And when you were a guard, you only had the keys to your own section. So that was for security reasons, if you wanted to escape or as a prisoner. And if you got the keys from the guard, you could only go out of your own section, not out of the complex fully. So you had to defeat a lot of guards on your way if you wanted to fully get out of the building. But a few escapes actually happened here as well. So here we kind of have this interrogation room, a really simple room. You can hear in the background an interrogation happening. The soundtrack gives it away. And of course, the KGB interrogated, and if you confess to your sins, it was more than enough to get you sentenced into the Siberian prison camp or into the prisons, because you didn't need actual proof. A confession was more than enough. But, well, that was the thing with non-democratic countries. You didn't need proof.
Torture and confession.
Torture and confession.
That's much easier.
Much easier, exactly.
No, you don't need to do any work. Oh, let's check from here. That's the guards' room. No, see on mahalaskmistuba.
Yeah, from here you could actually go into the other part of the complex, but as you can see, for the winter it has been sealed off. And now, slowly going down to the execution room. But before that, as you can see here, we also, before we talk about executions, we have the deaths of how many people died because of the communist ideology. So Eastern Europe, 1 million, the Soviet Union, 20, and as you can see here, nobody beats China, 65.
65 million.
And we came down, came up in a more modern way. What you can see here, this is the staircase of the 19th century complex. So you have these types of staircases here, and in the upper part you also have cells and cannon chambers all the way on the seaside.
I'm just to say.
Going down from here. You always have to be careful here.
Ah, this is much warmer. Here is warm.
Much warmer. So we also have non-permanent exhibitions as well, pictures of people who have been in Siberia, but also we're going to continue on down this road and see if we can get to the execution room or not. This is a small end here of tour, and if you're coming to this room where we are now, you have two options. You either are gonna go meet your death, or you're gonna go and survive. As I said, we are not sure how many people died here. The records are not precise, but definitely a lot of popular and well-known Estonian politicians have been here. The famous politicians in the 30s and the famous, you can say, the famous politicians that got us our independence back in the 90s. They might have been here in the 80s. So they say about more than 100,000 people throughout the 1920s up until the 2000s have been here. So a lot of memories from people. Maybe they don't want to talk about them, but definitely they know this place. Patarei, if you say it out loud, most of Estonians know the building they're talking about, and this is it. So let's check out the execution room and see how it goes. Executions were done usually by shooting at the back of your head. At one point in the 30s they also used hanging. You could also be poisoned, but shooting at the back of your head was the most effective way, of course. So one bullet, that's more than enough to actually kill somebody. The execution room is right here to my right. I'm gonna go in and let's see if I survive.
It's crazy. This is an eerie place.
So the only thing you might have seen was a wooden wall and nothing else.
And where they were shooting from? From the back?
From the back?
From here?
No,
From which side?
from the back of the person. So
But you come inside and they shoot you, and the next guy from behind you shoots you. Okay.
There's a reason why the walls here are red. Easier to clean the blood.
Yes. Блядь.
But if you survive, you have a chance to walk out from here. So, this is the last room of the museum. We have a lane here to remind everybody about the communist crimes that they have heard about here, and to think about the crimes and to remember these crimes, because if you don't remember what happened during the communist times, it might come back and we might not learn from the mistakes that history has made. Yeah.
Nii, tere.
Freedom. Outside here. Snowy land. That we have.
Woohoo! Freedom! Freedom, freedom. And here is a view of those walking booths from upstairs. You see? One walking booth per person, so they had the chance to have a walk. And here's the perimeter, you see, quite fortified. So that was it. Patarei prison, and it was a fort before that. It was not a prison all the time. And in near future it will be also like a luxury apartments, shopping center, It's going to be a near future in few years. Latest 2025. Okay, see you in another video.